Hello, good evening. Hope you had a good weekend. Tonight we're talking about cuts to rural bus services, specifically in North Yorkshire, where 80 routes are under threat because they're no longer profitable. Now, one of them has been described as the jewel in the crown of the county's network, the Coastliner service. If extra money isn't found, it could be scrapped between Malton and Whitby. North Yorkshire has already seen some of its most stringent bus cuts in England over the last decade, losing 40% of route miles between 2013 and 2019. And that's partly because the local council has less money to spend on supporting unprofitable services. In 2010, North Yorkshire's budget for local bus routes was £5.5 million. Now it's just £1.6 million. Our transport correspondent Spencer Stokes has been meeting passengers who rely on the Coastliner.
A picturesque bus ride across the North York moors and winner of the most scenic bus route in Britain. But this isn't a sightseeing trip. For most users, it's an essential service, a service that's losing money. Passenger numbers haven't recovered since the pandemic. So bus operator Transdev is considering axing the route north of Malton. But that would leave Kathy, who lives in Thornton-le-Dale, without the public transport she needs.
I had a stroke, so I couldn't drive anymore, and I didn't want to rely on people because I've been so independent before. So we looked at other villages, and we chose Thornton-le-Dale because it gave such an opportunity for me to get my independence back. Is this a profit-making service, or is it a service for the local communities, the rural communities?
Coastliner services run from Leeds and York through Malton to Scarborough and Whitby. It's the section between Malton and Whitby over the North York moors that's under threat.
The route in its present form is not sustainable. We have very few people that use it every day or every week. And that's often what a bus route really needs to ensure. It needs that regular, predictable custom. Our three key costs that have all ramped up, particularly over the past 12 months, is fuel, which is obvious to everyone. We've all seen the impact on our fuel bills, our wages, what we pay our drivers and our colleagues. That's up by around 9% in the past year alone. And our engineering materials is up by 30%.
The bus company is now turning to the local council, asking for financial support to keep the service running.
This route is not the only route that is facing difficulties. We have around 80 routes across North Yorkshire that have been profitable now and no longer so. The hope and aspiration is that we can protect routes like the 840 and there's many of the other 80 that are at risk at the moment, so that we have the best foundation for building back in the future.
Back on the bus, another passenger with no alternative way to travel.
I'm currently going to the job centre to try and find some work. So if I can't get there, I can't keep my side of my agreements, and therefore I'll lose my universal credits. It's a no-win situation if and when this bus gets stopped.
There's a vibrant campaign to save the Coastliner. A petition has attracted 3,000 signatures. But if this service survives, another rural route may face the threat of being removed from North Yorkshire's shrinking bus map. Spencer Stokes, BBC Look North.